I want to talk to you about a difficult couple presentation where you have, let's say, a husband who has had a heart attack. He's recovering. It was really scary. His wife was around when he collapsed, and they are in the recovery phase relationally, psychologically, and he's in the recovery phase medically. And they come to you for help. Or maybe you had already been seeing them when this happens. And so I want to talk about a couple of ways that models in our field would approach this that I'm going to say are good but incomplete. A more behavioral approach would be that you have a situation now, here's where the complexity is. He's not taking care of himself adequately, he's not following through and everything, he's not losing weight, he's not changed his diet that much, and she's afraid of losing him again, and is nagging him, is supervising him. He's hunkering down, getting passive aggressive. So that's what they come in about in terms of a conflict. So the more behavioral approach would be, well, you help them negotiate this stuff. You know, what's he going to do? What she's going to do? She's going to remind him this. He's accept that reminder, and that can be fine. But it may not be enough if it doesn't get at the underlying feelings. Okay, the terror that she has about his heart attack and the fear of losing him, that tremendous vulnerability. The vulnerability that he has, he almost lost his life, and he may be not wanting to talk about that so much. And also his fear of losing his autonomy right now, that he now has a new mother, you know, who's on his case. So the deeper fears. So the behavioral approach may not work if it doesn't get to those. Okay, so now we turn to the more affective, the more emotionally oriented, the attachment-oriented approaches that can also do some good work here. And that would be to get at the soft feelings underneath. If she's sounding harsh or nagging, what's underneath it? If he's just, you know, fending her off and saying, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. You try to get to what the soft feelings are underneath the hard feelings. And then you can have in your room some sort of deep connection that occurs, and you're feeling great. Here's the limitation though. What are they going to do the next time he gets some lab tests back and he's not doing that well, or he's downed another 2 hamburgers, and his wife once again is triggered by his non-compliance with the doctor's orders? The getting at the deeper feelings may not be sufficient at that point. In fact, here's the thing, that if she were to keep emphasizing her fear of losing him, that could be one big cudgel, okay, for him to step up now. So the attachment-oriented stuff, the deeper feelings, has to be accompanied by boundaries, by differentiation. That in working with couples around medical problems, and this has been one of my areas of specialty in my career, you have to help them establish autonomy, boundaries, differentiation with the person who has the illness. He's got to own this. It is his body. He's not an infant. She's not going to be the one feeding him. And so there has to be a boundary creation, which means he then has to figure out how he's going to deal with this as an adult, and then she has to accept the limits of her direct ability to influence. Within that boundary construction, the deeper feelings can add an important ingredient to them moving forward constructively, but only if the boundaries are there. And the behavioral coaching, the negotiation skills, they can work if you have the boundaries well established. So in summary, what I'm saying is that our models of helping couples in this sort of post-heart attack crisis can be really helpful, but they don't go far enough unless they deal with this fundamental issue of agency, of autonomy, of differentiation. You have to establish that, and then the rest, the deeper feelings, the problem solving, those can be helpful at that point.